Along with SeekerOfHonjo tonight, we have TonyLeStarK joining us. Tony,
Good evening.
how are you, man?
I'm pretty good.
So you've been a busy guy in Dual Universe from kind of, way back in beta, definitely since launch. You guys at PVR have been doing all kind of stuff. But I want to start, and I don't think I've heard this story. Your origin story in DU. Tony, how did you get started? How did you hear about this game, find out about this game, and how did it start for you?
Oof, that's a lot. Yeah, I'll try to put it shortly as I can.
Oh
I saw DU
yeah.
browsing YouTube pretty much, and then I was looking at like best space games upcoming and all that. Then I just found that game, and then yeah, entered the game at the start of
Oh
beta, and that's where I met
yeah.
Booty and J-Rod and all the guys like a couple of months after. So I was solo for the whole beginning of it, and I worked my way through trying to learn. And there wasn't as much videos as now,
Oh
so it was a bit more steep
yeah.
to learn stuff with all the changes. Also, that there was well, with the updates and all, the schematics and all that. And yeah, so that's how I started playing
Oh
the game. And then we started
yeah.
PVR and made this up to yeah, one of the biggest org, I think. Well, top 10, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Very active. You guys are very active.
Oh
Very attractive to new
yeah.
players. Very helpful for new players. That's why folks are
Yeah,
attracted
we're
to you.
trying to help, especially new players, always giving them not only free money, but also tips and materials
Oh
and try to explain how to
yeah.
not waste time pretty much
I hear
and
you.
get
Hey,
also into the fun.
I got to call out Seeker just gifting 10 subs, so you're hearing the oh yeah coming off. That's what that's about.
Oh yeah.
Seeker Hydro, I appreciate it, man. I really do. All right, so you guys have made Nitro City as an
Oh
organization. It
yeah.
was around in beta. Here it is in launch, and I think it's I really first time I was awestruck the first time I found it in beta, and then to now see it
Oh
rise. I
yeah.
found it in week 10, but like then to be able to participate in it, man, that was pretty awesome. So you've got that going, and then of course the Titanic
Oh
that you're working on.
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about like moving forward? How do you plan on balancing that?
Yeah, that's the hard one. Trying to balance out different projects and also all the events that are upcoming. It's quite hard. We got basically right now with Booty, we're doing the oval track, so we're gonna have an oval track inside the city, and we're gonna have to do like all the grandstands and the pits and all that, and it's gonna be, I think, pretty amazing. But yeah, balancing out the Titanic with that is hard. So right now, it's been about 3 weeks, I think. No work was put into the Titanic, and yeah, it's hard not to because I have to also do money. How I mean, like the hustling part of it.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
hear you.
also keep up the quanta, just like you guys. If you're doing giveaways and all that, it's not coming out of thin air. So
It's certainly not, and that's yeah, I can feel you there. Now, let me ask you this: when this oval gets done, what one? How long do you think it'll take? And then two, what do you guys see event day looking like when you finally are ready to hold a race? Um, what does that look like?
first, a lot of work, but also I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. Having a nice oval track to push the boundaries of flying ships and well hovers. We're definitely gonna have different versions of F1 cars, so different color and well, basically we want to do like a Formula DU basically, but just for Nitro City and PVR itself, like inside of it. And we're also gonna participate with all the races, but we want to have also our home race and make sure that we have an event to offer the community with along with Booty's Valkyrie race. And
Yes.
now we got the voxel jam with Bones, so we're trying to come up with like a bunch of events that we can do for everyone to enjoy and also in different fields. And now maybe also PV missions are going to be upcoming, and who knows, a lot to be offered. Just a lot of work to get prepared and all that.
Yeah. Well, it's coming along quickly. I will say that's something I'm always impressed when you guys get behind something. It tends to happen at a rate where you can I guess literally see day by day some progression. Um, but I know balancing, like, you got a ton going on, so I know that's tough. But I appreciate it. As someone who just enjoys seeing other people's content, it's really nice to be able to go to a place in the game and just see stuff happening that's noticeable. Maybe not in the moment, although I will say there's a lot of times I go to Nitro City and there's somebody there working on something. There's but then to expand that out, there's a lot of times I just go by. At this point, you guys have Star Watch, you've got the Titanic. There's just stuff going on somewhere. Mad Hatter with his Crips. Uh, there's just stuff going on, man. So it's kind of cool to go see you guys do what you do, but then be able to take part in it. Yeah, man. So one, I appreciate you guys, and I'm a member now. I've found, I've joined the ranks of PVR. But even before I was a member of the org, you guys were very welcoming, and it's been a lot of fun to work with you guys, and I'm looking forward to, I just envision on race day, let's say we got the dome back, right? Maybe the night before. I always wanted to do, and I say I always wanted to do. I thought about doing a like an XS core build off, like you see Magic putting together, which are just great. They're just like so well done, and the submissions are always great. But doing something like a food truck, something to play into the vibe of Nitro City, something that could be like a permanent addition, some things to sprinkle out there. Maybe we get some branding going, and we have this awesome food truck brand in DU. I don't know, but I feel like we could have a lot of fun with a race.
I'll sponsor that if you want to do like a food truck build off.
There you go. Honjo, we should do it. I would love to do it when we get the dome in town. We got the track, and Tony, your racers are awesome, man. Those things are just so well done. You put a lot of time, a lot of attention to detail, from the brake lights coming on. You got all kind of stuff going on with that racer.
Well, it was several. It was four of us. So it was me, Bones. You had the Neo Cryptor and Yes Man. So me and Bones did the voxel, and then Neo Cryptor and Yes Man did the Lua on it.
Very nice, very nice. So, do you think? I don't know. What do you think? I hate to corner you up about a time frame, but what do you think, man? When do you see that first race happening?
Oh, I could see it happening in the next, I'd say maybe month after. Yeah.
There you go.
Should
Wow.
not be too long. We already got like a turn done. Well, we're like halfway done. Then we just gotta make pretty much the walls and all that. So we
Let's
should be able to
go.
at least offer the race, even though it's not gonna be like completely visually finished, I guess.
Yeah. You get the track done. Everything else is icing on the cake. But I'm excited that you guys are going to put up a grandstand. Go the whole 9 yards with it. It sounds like. And I told Booty I'm excited to try to. All right. Admittedly, I thought I would do more to the tower I put up, but it's up, and I would like to continue to contribute to the city and maybe try to help build up around the track. I would love, like, as you're on the track, you get this I don't know, you get this vibe that you're in a city, which you will have already because it's so close to the cities. I would love for the city to just engulf the track slowly, which I'm sure we'll see over time. So I'm just excited about everything that's going on in Nitro City. I always am. You guys always have something new going, it seems. And it's always like so dynamic what you guys are bringing to the table. I love it, man. I'm glad to be out there with you guys. It's good stuff.
Well, we all appreciate that. I guess a lot of people put a lot of work into this, so yeah, it's everybody is pleased to hear that for sure.
Yeah, Honjo, you doing anything out there in Nitro City? You ought to
No, I don't have anything out there.
you ought to invest in some real estate, man, and put some Honjo
Dude, I
Tower
have
up.
so much real estate. Like, I have something at the Dome I've never even visited. Junkai did it for me, and I
It
just
looks
bought it
beautiful,
on
by the way.
stream.
It's
Does it?
awesome.
Great.
It's awesome.
Good to hear.
You should get Junkai to build you a some like the Iron Bank of Nitro
I'm trying
City.
to get someone to do. I have a VR projector of a DNA helix that I'd really like seeing made.
You know, wasn't somebody messing around with these transparent screens back in beta? I remember seeing a couple of things done, and it looked real cool. And I'm imagining that will look good in that format. Yeah, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen a lot of, I haven't gotten into Lua at all. Honjo, are you a Lua guy? Tony, do you do Lua? Who does the
Nope.
Lua in PVR? Who's the Lua master in PVR?
I do a lot of Lua, but I prefer not to do it if I don't have to.
Yeah, I hear that.
The Lua Master in PVR, God, that's a good question.
Yeah, that sounds about like myself. I've yeah. I certainly appreciate the guys who are good at it. I am not so much, but
I don't think we got any masters. I mean, I think we got a few guys that know how to work around it and do what they need to do, but I don't think we got like somebody that strictly like writes down like a bunch of code. I mean, there's some people in PVR, but they don't necessarily sometimes it's just like we're all chilling together, but some people are more like solo players, and then we just like hang out pretty much.
I hear you. Yeah, I was gonna ask. PVR is one of the premier organizations, and I say that I'm not sure of head count, but I'm sure you guys are pretty. Well, shoot, I could just look now, I guess. But you're active. How often is it that we get new people into PVR? You think? Do you guys see new players looking for orgs? Are we taking in new players? What's that look like right now?
The last weeks we've had a few people every week that joined, so last few weeks was actually really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got some French people joining, and maybe there will be more in the next few weeks. Who knows?
All right, man.
Actually, trying to build a French community also inside PVR, so I have one dedicated to English, and also have one for French because some French people don't speak necessarily English. So
Yeah.
so it's nice to have all these people. We also have I call them the ghosts. I mean, for I guess the term, but it's people that don't join the voice chat and are only talking game. We got a lot of these people.
Oh
So
yeah.
they all like connect and then talk to themselves in the org chat and help themselves out. It's pretty cool to see.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
I should take a look at the org chat more. I guess I would say that I wish we had better ways to communicate, but then I also don't even use the ways that we have to communicate. So I don't want to be a hypocrite in that. But that's awesome to see folks helping each other. And I feel like, which is ironic, in most games I'm that quiet person who doesn't ever speak in voice. I will listen, but I don't feel like comfortable like speaking in a large group. And but it's cool to see, getting new blood into the organization and into the game. And what's cool, like you said earlier, is if you join an org like PVR, and there's a ton of orgs out there that this experience is the same as a new player, you automatically get a ton of help right up front, right? You get access to things that would take a while to get to as a solo player. But then, and this is maybe what's real cool about it. You said, there's a lot of folks that just want to do their own thing, but at the same time, there's a support network for them. So that's really cool, man. It's really good stuff. All right, so we've gotten some feedback, and so we have this channel in the Discord uh, about ideas. And do you guys care to hypothesize about DU a little bit and just kind of objectively talk about things we might
Or as
want
long as
or
you
might
have
not?
like questions or like topics on that, sure.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask this one. What's up, Dead Pixel? I'm gonna ask this one because it's an intriguing question to me, because I've seen it in different games, and we're gonna talk about the economy a little bit, and I'm curious what you guys think. I'm gonna give you an anecdotal example, and maybe you guys will see how it applies to Dual Universe. So there's this game called New World, and it launched. You guys might be familiar with it, and at some point it didn't start. It wasn't doing so hot, right? And so one of the quality of life enhancements that the developers decided to do is they decided to. So this game had markets, and all of the markets were unique, right? You couldn't, there wasn't, it's just like Dual Universe. Well, they decided to combine the markets. So if you went to a market in Everfall, you could buy the same stuff you could buy if you were at the market in First Light, where this didn't used to be the case, right? Every city was its own market. Well, Dual Universe, every market is its own market. They're not connected.
It took a few years, but Black Desert Online had that same
Okay, so
thing happen.
a sandbox game that. So what do you guys think about that? As a just a hypothetical, if
I would
MQ.
keep it to planet personally. Like all markets on the planet, so you can go to any market on that planet. I don't think we should make all the Thades markets connect to Aelios market, because one of the game loops is the freighter. You get rid of that, and you get rid of one of the game loops that takes. One of my big things for the game is, and it's from a game development standpoint, is quanta sinks and quanta generation. Quantum sinks are us spending fuel, scrap, taxes, the taxes on the market. All of that is a quanta sink. It pulls money out of the game that will not come back. We used to have a lot of what they call quanta generation things. And we've lost quite a few of them. But we have things like PvE now, which is a quanta generation. There is mission running for Ophelia, which is quantum generation.
Yeah.
And effectively, is there any others that I can think of right now? I think that's it. I think we only have the two.
You can run missions, or you can do PvE missions. Yeah. You can haul freight, or you can go shoot some aliens, and you can get some quanta. But then there's entrepreneurs like yourself, right? That you make your own way, doing, and I know that's, I guess that's the intention in this game, right? The players make their way. So
where I was kind of going with that is a market on planet would remove a game loop that allows the transfer and the burn-in of quanta. So if they did it per planet, that would be pretty awesome. It probably would cut down on some of their database load, maybe, performance-wise.
So, but then, just like in New World, like Everfall lost that mystique as the, I guess, the self-proclaimed capital city of New World. On every server, it was Everfall because of its location and just the way things align. So it was the market. So Market 6, do you think Market 6 would lose its mystique if all of the markets were consolidated?
Yes. And I think it would cause some of the I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people have their bases around there, and it's going to continue to be a popular market because of that. But I
Yeah.
know people that are all the way up and set up at like I think it's Market 12,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
fly all the way down to sell
Dekar,
there's
Nut and
goods.
Space. Yeah, there's some folks over Mark 12. Hell, I don't even know where it
So,
is. Look, I can't even find it. Can't even,
so I can see them centralizing markets on a per planet basis, but you also have games like Final Fantasy 11 was one of the older ones that I can give an example that for the longest time their capital city, for lack of a better term, was Juneau, which was for the longest time where everyone sold all their goods, and then they centralized the market for the entire game. But they did it as a reactive measure to a very substantial loss in player base.
mm,
Uh, but then again, you have games like Eve where Jita is the number one market
right.
almost all the time. So there's pluses and minuses to it. But I think what would be good is maybe quality of life centralizing of the markets. Some of the other quality of life things that, for example, Eve has. Because in all reality, when it comes down to it, I think this game is a very spreadsheet style game.
I could agree there. As someone who
And one
has a
of
couple
the
of
things,
tabs.
yeah, one of the things that Eve did was give like really good access to things like being able to look at my transaction history and export it, so I can look at it in Excel to see what's working and what's not, things like that. Because right now, with my wallet, I can't even like look at a day's worth of transactions and have a hopeful gleaning of what's working and what's not.
Now, what would solve that?
Just like an export button for the wallet.
So okay. Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's something simple, quality of lifestyle thing. There's a lot of little things they could do to make a player's life easier. One of my biggest pet peeves is always the search bars they use. Automatically highlight when you click them if you have text in them. That's a giant pain in the butt.
yeah.
But there's a lot of little things they could do, and programmatically, I imagine they're not too terrible. But like my work is those little nice to have features, but aren't really important at the time, always get sidelined to when we have free time.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
So I can't fault them for that, but I would love to see an update, possibly like like almost like a mid-quarter one, like between like 1.4 and 1.5, where they went through and just did quality of life improvements that really didn't affect game balance or affect game playability, and just gave you some general feedback style things that would just like make certain interfaces better, is what I guess I would say.
And I see Orby saying combine the markets, have share markets, but penalties per planet. So a little tax the further out you buy or potentially swapping planets. I can see it. I hope they don't. I'm a traditionalist in that sense. That I like the whole traveling to Everfall, like to New World, or going to Market 6. Although in this case, I just happen to live in Market 6 ish. But all the same, yeah,
I would think it would
I would be
cure
bummed
some of
out.
the problems that Market 6 has, performance wise, for people,
Yeah,
which would
now,
be a big bonus, and I imagine a headache to take off the GM's plate, because the GMs don't have to keep helping people fix their ships because Market 6 crashed their game or whatever. It
yeah,
would free up GM time to deal with more important stuff.
I'd hope they just fix there's the root cause is the script, right? If you're running script and you try to get out.
I don't think that's the root cause. I think the root cause is a performance issue with I think I'm not 100% sure about this, but I have no problem getting out of my seat at Market 6.
I do if I'm running a script. If I don't,
like I have RCHUD and ship info up at all times, and I've yet to have an issue at Market 6. But somebody the other day I was troubleshooting with, what ended up happening is they fixed some settings on their AVX, which is the instruction set DU uses, which I'm guessing they use for physics calculations when flying. I think there might be a performance issue with certain AVX configurations. Because once he messed with his AVX settings, Market 6 he popped out of his seat every time within a couple seconds.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I don't think it's so much a bug as a performance-related item.
Very interesting.
And I don't know if that's an engine-related problem. Like, changing engines would help. I don't know. But that's been my experience. Just putting that out there.
All right. Fair enough. Well, to continue to try to be a little provocative, talking about the economy, what do you guys think? Okay, going back to New World, there's no vendors. You can't vendor any trash items, right? You got to sell everything on the market. So it's very much like DU, where there's not necessarily trash drops, but there are items that are more valuable than others. There are items you could consider a commodity. Everybody has them. Let's say quartz. What do you guys think about bot orders? Did you like everybody like just dumping off all their quartz for some sweet quanta, right? But
yeah, that was the other quanta generation that I was forgetting about. That's no longer there. Is the bot buy orders. Honestly, I'm a 50-50 split there. It's great for new players.
It is great for new players.
So, like, they can go hit a Roid or have a mining unit and then sell it. But at some point, you shouldn't be able to sell to those vendors anymore.
Okay.
Like, I know people that were purposely just configuring quartz and then, like, hawking it at the market right next to their tiles and not, like, doing anything else. And I'm like, that's, like, the worst game loop I've ever heard of there.
Yeah, well, to get money is pretty good, but I guess it would cause inflation eventually, right? If everybody just got more quanta, yeah, that'd be interesting because it wouldn't necessarily cost more to make stuff. You would just have more quanta to buy stuff.
Actually, would, because tier 1s are the ores you go through the most of in a factory.
So if you're purchasing, then yeah, I guess the cost to purchase that would go up.
Yeah,
you'd pass that right on to the consumer.
The bot order would be where the price has a fixed lower bound.
Oh, there you go. So you would, yeah, you're right. So everything goes up by that amount. I guess coal is selling for what, like 7 right now?
Yeah.
And so, like versus what, everything was hard set at 25?
I think it was 20 in beta.
20, okay. So yeah, your cost goes up pretty considerably right off the bat. So yeah, you just kind of, I guess at the end of the day, it does take away an easy quanta sync for new players. I'm just indifferent about it. I'm just curious to hear, Tony. What do you think? Were you a fan of? You got an opinion either way about
I'm like
prices?
a bit like Honjo. I'm 50-50 on it. I think both sides got some good. Definitely helps the new players a lot if you have higher buy orders for T1. So makes it worth. Well, actually, if new players go to basic roids and all that, and they pick up T1 now, they come back. It's it's worth like 8. That's crazy. Like I think it should be a little higher than it is now, but I
Yeah.
guess it's just demand and, it's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sitting on mine right now because I bought in enough that I can just sit there and not have to buy off market for long periods of time. But I always try to think of it from a new player standpoint because I like to say on my stream, I don't play the same game the rest of the people play. And that's because I can, like, for hours on end, sit there and link a factory, and that thing's going to just print money for me effectively. But other people cannot just sit there and in 4 or 5 weeks do that same thing because it's a burnout problem more than anything. And we've had a lot of factory people burn out recently, like so much that like I'm paying somebody to do my factory work just because I've got so many projects.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. As long as you're still going. But I was thinking, as folks who are on the top end that have got it min maxed, let's just say they've min maxed it. So whatever they're trading on the market, it's going to be extremely hard to do it better than, I think, if more of those people were not in the market, maybe prices would be higher, but maybe
Like,
there
I
would be more
purposely don't
participants.
sell on market for that reason. It's one of the reasons I don't sell on market. Because when there's like a mass unsub event and salvage becomes like stupid and everyone's trying to hawk the stuff they found in salvage for way below market price, it stutters the economy a little bit, and it causes like a buy-in frenzy from some people.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then like competing on market with other shops is because like you said, I've min-maxed so much. I literally have tier 5 talents for everything, exotic time, so I can print exotic XL containers in like 54 days instead of the normal 72. Things like that. All of my ores are 5 of 5. All my products are 5 of 5. I'm literally like crushing everyone's prices because of it. And if I went on market and started posting, I would kill a bunch of people's ability to sell stuff. And
Yeah.
that's why I have my store. The people that know about my store can come there, buy me out if they want to, and put it on market and make money. They can buy it for themselves to save some money on tokens. And if their order is big enough, they can just message me and I can grab the parts from the factory and give them a slightly discounted price.
There you go. Go see Honjo. He's got good prices. That's what he's saying. No, I like that, because that for the small, let's call it the mom and pop sellers out there like myself. I tried to play a section of the market that I saw an opportunity in, and for a couple of weeks I had success until a couple of other folks saw success because it was opportunistic, something that was selling for way more than it needed to be, and then they got aggressive with it and set up an operation to supply it and cut me out completely. And so I was like, well, damn, I guess I'm not a market guy. I guess I'm a guy that would rather race around a track on Saturday, and maybe do some missions to give away some quanta. But I totally appreciate folks who do get in there because it's good for me as a consumer, right? Now I can go buy. And Honjo, I appreciate guys like you. Friday down there at Costco, they sell at a price that's a win for them, regardless of the market. And I've seen that be successful. So I like that there is that parity, that you don't necessarily, you're not going to always find the best price at the market because players have set up their market, and that's very attractive. It's very attractive because sometimes for some things, especially in the past when I was buying a lot, getting spun up, I wouldn't even consider market 6 for some items. I would just, like for honeycomb, I still don't consider the market for any honeycomb. Either my boy over there at CCU, Market 17, or Honeycomb Central right in my backyard at Market 6. So I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome. It's kind of a win-win for everybody, really.
That's
But
another very saturated market. Their margins are so low sometimes.
it's
It's
tough.
the people. I've noticed selling a lot of stuff that there's this weird mentality sometimes that people just give up and they're like, fuck it.
Yeah, like I purposely stayed out of the honeycomb market because I know Hanky, I know Shutwill who runs Honeycomb Central, and I know Buck who runs Buck's blogs. I mean, I generally use Buck more than anyone, only because he's closer to me and we're both in the same org. But Henke is filling an order for me right now because I don't have the talents for like 2 of the honeycombs, and I'm selling it to somebody with tokens, and I'm like, you're gonna either have to wait or you're gonna have to pay a high honeycomb cost. And they were like, I'll wait. It's like, I'm being honest, I don't have even 3 of 3 talents on these honeycombs, and that kills any chance of you having at least a decent price. So
Yeah, it's to a point. It's got to be a labor of love for those guys. For you, Honjo, right? It's got to be and you just said it. You know, you explained it. You know, you can do, and I can only imagine because you enjoy doing what you do, where other folks, like me, I remember trying to set up. I forget what it was. It was for the market, trying to set up some industry, and I was trying to set it up to scale. It's the first time I was going to try to set it up to scale and really win. And I don't want to say I gave up. I eventually decided to go another route for my money, which is just run PvP missions. But dang, dude, it was so intense for me, right? It was so intense trying to get everything perfect. Like what do you do with the stuff you're not going to use, the hydrogen and oxygen or whatever byproducts? How can I recycle that back into another factory doing something else? And just the whole thing was, man, it takes someone who really enjoys that part of this game, I think, to be competitive.
One of the things that's nice about that is Nick Klaus in beta had written a script to be able to design a factory that's meant to run nonstop. And he no longer updates the script. I took over updating it, I forked it, and did some fixes. But scripts like that, you can punch your talents in, and it'll give you an idea of what kind of industries you're going to need. Because that's where I come from, is like making a warp beacon factory. I want to say it was only like 150 elements.
Jeez.
Which, when you think about it, isn't that terrible. But you look at something like my main factory, which makes like every decoration in game, most of the engines, most of the containers, that thing's like 13,000 elements. Like when I hit control in the link tool, it's literally an impossible laser maze.
Hey, quick public service announcement. There is no raffle going right now. Tony, I owe you some money, dude.
No, it's good. I'll send you 5 mil. You can make one. Just do a raffle.
Oh, he's got money. He can start a raffle.
Well, there we go. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. I haven't even looked. Let me see. Let me check. See what's going on here.
See if he falls out of his chair.
Oh, God. Well, the first time very nice. It's always nice to get a deposit from the. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this.
There you go, man. I sent it.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Maze thing.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this. Should we go big? I only got 7 viewers here, but let's do a raffle. So I'll tell you what I'll do, just for you guys, and nobody's getting in after I close it, because that last person, that's a real thing. So let's do this. I'm gonna take, let's make it 15 million. How about that?
Knuckle did me a favor earlier and picked up some of my cargo from Thades. That would be my only concern with having a market that's global to the system, is the ease of moving your product from one planet to another. Like, if you can put it on market, put it at an impossible buy price, canceled, and pick it up from another market.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. It was fun to kind of talk about. It was asked by Gertie maybe 3 weeks ago, and I really wanted to get some opinions of some folks I was in the stream with. And you know, I got you, Honjo. I know you're in the market. Tony, I know you got just involved with so much. I just wanted to kind of walk through those. Those are two things you hear talked about all the time. I mean, you have folks who invest some real feelings into both of these things, like the economy is ruined because they took bot orders away, or the economy is ruined because there were even bot orders. And objectively, I try to bounce that back and forth in my head, because I've seen, you know, World of Warcraft, there's bots. You go sell all your stuff. You can sell it. Somebody's going to buy it for some price. It's set. And that ultimately dictates what some things sell as commodities for on the market, just like in DU with the bot orders. You take them away, you get the New World thing where, hey, it's anything goes. Folks get cutthroat. You get like this liquidation mentality with folks who have more time than other folks, and it gets real hard. And you get everything in between. But I've always been fascinated by markets and games. Even though I don't play it, I'm still fascinated by it and follow it. I follow prices. I like to check in to see where things are selling at, and it just kind of gives me an idea how the game's going. But getting in there, man, woo. The one time when I thought I was sitting on an item that was going to be my cash cow, and I was never going to run a mission again. And then the next week, somebody had that same idea, but they set up an infrastructure to support that idea where I was just having fun. And I was right out of that game quickly. I was actually very shocked how quick I was running missions again. So I can appreciate it, man. It's fun to talk about and just
I like what BDO did. It kind of killed what they would call an open market economy because prices couldn't bottom out. They fixed the upper and lower limit price for every item in game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there was a bottom out price and there was a top out price. The price listed on market, before it could get to the bottom, there would be like a upper and lower bound where the current item listed was in the middle, and they would have, you could max pre-order for this and max buy order at this. And that sooner or later you could hit the top or hit the bottom. You couldn't hit both simultaneously, though.
That's pretty interesting.
But the big complaint about that, it wasn't an open market economy where you could, or free market economy, I think is the correct terminology. And it made a bunch of people mad. But,
yeah,
that's what it is.
So that's the thing.
You're never going to make everyone happy.
Never going to make everybody happy. I think you set your direction and you just got to go. You know, both ways are fine. I was only slightly salty about the bot orders going away because it was easy money, but easy money means everybody does it, which ultimately inflates the prices anyway. So at the end of the day, objectively, I'm kind of indifferent. I'm going to roll with the flow, go with the flow, roll with the punches. But I think I might start using roll with the flow. I think I've coined that today. Hey, how about an impromptu 15 million Quanta raffle? Thank you, Honjo. That money's going to go to good causes. Tony, appreciate that, man. Sparking up a raffle on episode 4 of the No Friendly Fire podcast. I hate we don't have 902 in the house tonight. Hate we don't have Leroy, a couple of mainstays. But appreciate you guys being on, Tony, SeekerOfHonjo. We kind of have reached our hour, but we got I set this raffle for 30 minutes, so if you guys don't mind, we'll keep going here.
Keep rolling. Keep
Yeah,
rolling with
sure.
it.
I'll go smoke real quick, so I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
All right. All right. So I was planning to do, because for you guys hopping in last stream, we must have went 3 hours.
Yeah, we did.
And I don't and it was awesome. It was awesome. And we didn't talk about a single about DU type deal where it's like, hey, some folks really want to hear a group of creators, players of the game, like us gentlemen in this chat, what we think about the state of the game and what we would do to improve it. And I think not coming from an aggressive angle, just a gee whiz. I wonder, what do you guys think about it? What could we do? What would you guys like to see? So I did want to kind of talk about that tonight a little bit. I've been itching to ask that question that Gertie proposed like maybe 3 weeks ago about the linked economies. I did hear somebody say, and maybe it was Orby, somebody in chat was like, what if we just linked the ring? Just the market ring and Alioth. Let that be linked. So we could have this like larger city, which has happened organically. You still got the Market 7 crowd, like my boy Vamp Skull. You still got those guys up Market 3.
A bunch of people tried to bring up Market 3 as like an alternative Market 6, and that like failed epically.
Well, I like the vibe. I could see how at this point it would be hard to get another market off the ground to even come close to 6.
We would need literally NQ to make a decision on that and be like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna link all the markets. You would need the game to kind of give us the hand to do that, because I don't think you would need a very large group. Like,
yeah, I've seen it briefly when I was just getting in Market 7. You would go to Market 7 for some things. You would go to Market 6 for some things. And at the beginning of launch, I feel like there were a couple of markets out there that had their niche. And I remember flying around the market ring quite often for the first couple of months of the game. But and I like Market 3. Those guys, the prospectors are out there.
it was Prospectors, DSI, Wicked was out there.
Globfather's out there with his he's got all of the ships you can reclaim out there in space, all that crazy wicked alien ship, that Elcor alien ship. He's got that out there around Market 3. And then right on the coast, I forget the names of these guys. There's some pretty cool constructs going up. So that's a cool vibe out there. I can see that market having some things.
100%.
And we got our friend Mega Boss Lord out there. I forget what market he's
near 5
adjacent to. Okay, there you go. And
I only know this because he's dead between me and Market 5.
Yes, he is. He is. He's plugging away quietly. Cool Ice T has some land out there, untouchable in game. Do you know? Do you deal with untouchable SeekerOfHonjo? He's a pretty cool guy. He's got some.
I don't think I dealt with him directly. I've dealt with Coolus or Cool Ice T a few times. He's helped me do some graphics and stuff.
Yes, he is real good with the artwork. Leafall and Orby's flyer for their death race. What's up with that, Orby? You guys, we death racing? We're doing a lot of racing this weekend. Holy cow! We've got Booty's Top Gun Class number 2 popping off at 2 o'clock Eastern this weekend. And then I think I've got it at 6 Eastern. The first race of a racing circuit. The Formula DU, I believe, is the proper noun for this cup.
For Wicked, yeah.
Consists of 3 tracks. You've got Wicked Wonderland. You've got Sharktooth, and then there's a track way down at the South Pole. I think it's the South Pole track.
Yeah.
And
the Arctic track is
wonderful track.
What we internally call it, and then Wicked.
Oh, I see that hydrate. Oh, Dead Pixel, you got me. You caught me red-handed. So I'm going to step away for a couple of minutes here and go grab a water, because I do not have one.
Got you.
That's good.
Is that a Coke or Sprite?
Yeah, I know.
Which one
right?
was that?
It was so refreshing that I gave it the Coke at the end. I hadn't had water in a while. I needed that. Thank you, Dead Pixel. I really needed that one. It's been however long. I've been going, an hour, 30 minutes, no water. That's my first drink. Surprised I hadn't shriveled up by now. So Honjo, you don't race, do you?
I do not. I'm going to probably be streaming the leaderboard.
So that's right. So Rex used to do this. He did it for a couple of races. So Honjo is planning on streaming the leaderboard. That's really cool, guys. If you haven't seen the Lua, so the bikes have emitters, right? And I guess that's how this works. And they hook every bike signal up to a board that's projected the track, and you see the dot. Well, excuse me. It's a picture of the track, and they project the dots over, so you can literally see the racers moving around the track in near real time. It's amazing. One, you talk about guys who can do Lewis. Amazing. You can do this in the game. But yeah, that'll be interesting. If you're curious about DU racing, you should drop in on Honjo's stream on Saturday and check out the board.
See if that script's actually working. I think Van said there is a bug that no one's fixed yet, so I might have to look at the script. And Rex did the script, so I haven't seen it before, but I can I might be able to look at the programming board and see if I can fix it for them. Yeah, they use emitters and transponders.
There you go. And we're actually, so I'm looking at one of the tracks. It just happened to be,
yeah, that's Shark Tooth, I think.
I don't know how long I was just chilling in that person's base. Yeah, I've been out here the whole time. Awesome.
Those pits are amazing. I like the pits.
Yeah, the pits are ridiculous. The transition to water is so good. This is a fun track.
Yeah, I provided a bunch of the voxel and stuff they ended up using there.
Yeah, they've done a real good job.
I gotta finish my pit.
He ordered like almost 250,000 or 300,000 concrete for that place.
Nice, dude.
It took a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of concrete, so speaking of,
I have like 120 refiners for product.
yeah, I'm thinking that I've neglected my limestone operation, but I'm fine. I'm caught up. I'm in the gold game right now, still building out on Sakari.
I heard Van's out there with you, right?
Van Herx stood up some ridiculous tower, and Orbidity's out there. He's throwing up a solid gold tower, so it's real cool, man. I'm excited. Van Herx also thrown out a lighthouse. He's got
all that today.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. So, anybody wanting to just build, you should come on out. If you want to build in gold, I hit up my old friend Actimist out there on Thage. His Nova X, they have a lot of cool constructs. Told him, hey man, when I get my first tower up, I'm coming for one of yours if that's all right. And he's offered to let me have a blueprint or two, however we're gonna make it happen where we get some Nova X stuff in gold out there. So
if you need anyone to tag those refiners for you with max talents, just tell me, and I can go out there and tag them for you real quick.
Awesome, man. I'll see where they're at. What?
And just have you pick up the alt and just warp out there.
Look at this.
Oh, where's that?
Man, I think we should be close. This is some Market 17 stuff. Oh yeah, so Honjo's base is real close actually
Yeah.
to this. God, which
Nice to see other people doing cities.
yeah, that's wild, dude.
That's what we need.
I'd seen that before. Yeah, we're flying straight to you guys out there.
Looks bigger than before.
Yeah,
Yes.
that mountain range is where I am. It's like a large mountain range.
Oh, there you go. I figured we were close.
Yeah, I'm like between Market 17 and Market 5, I think it is.
That's a nice runway. That's a nice base in general. There's Nitro City.
Oh, it's beside Nitro. Where's that? Never seen that before. I don't look down when I fly.
Man, I gotta tell you, the flight from my base to over here, like that's how I saw Honjo's place for the first time. I deviated slightly, maybe I went by the shard, and then maybe flew by Mega Boss Floors, and then
Yeah, you just enter the 5 kilometer range of my base, your FPS drops, and you see a giant tower.
it's pretty awesome. Yeah, so this person I'm looking at here is active. Well, in the last couple of weeks, I've been over here. That luminescent tower has gone up, and he started to skin up this. I'm gonna call it a Bank of China looking tower. But then this guy over here, or this player rather, has thrown up this tower with the Lumia around it. Or wait, that is new to me, right? Newer. So I gotta tell you, Market 17. And I can include PVR in this. You guys are there's always something going on out here, man. I love it. I got land. I'm slacking, dude. This is my land over here at Market 17. I've got a tile right next to the market that I literally have just done whatever, I've got a few things up. A landing pad, a large container, and a little bit of voxel. But it's not because I hadn't been over here. I didn't know at the time that I got that tile that I would have the honor and pleasure to build in Nitro City. And so that's where I invested my energy over here, and probably will continue to do so. But maybe one day in the future I'll put something on my tile like I got out here. But I'm not letting it go, man. I love it out here. Whoa.
Yeah, we're gonna expand. One thing I want to get out the way is the cores. I want to lay down as much cores as I can, and I got I bought like 20 million liters of coal, so should be able to do a few cores.
Nice. Yeah, so here's the track. So in Nitro City, if you're listening, Nitro City looks like a city, right? It very much functions like a city as well. Again, you see people there. So building this huge oval track right next to the city. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But you're going to have a pit. You're going to have a grandstand. There's going to be public transport access, as there's a monorail station or an elevated rail station, I'd say, right beside the track. So
I'll donate the chair surfaces for that. I have like 5,000 on maintenance.
Yeah, I asked about chair surfaces with the Bull Arena, which I'm gonna dip into real quick. I'm gonna land my ship and.
I forget who asked me for chair surfaces, and they're like, "Can I have like 10?" And I gave them like 1,000.
So, I gotta tell you, that was one of the things I was bummed out about as a builder, which I wasn't building a bunch of awesome stuff, but I was like, it's too bad that you have to bury a chair into voxel to be able to sit, and then they come out with chair surfaces, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm so easy, guys. I was like, well, that's the last thing I needed you to do. They've made the perfect game now because now you have a chair surface you could sit in and make anything. That was the quality of life feature I needed for the game to be complete for me. But I'm easy like that. But that was that was an awesome thing, man. I was excited to see that happen. And hopefully the builders keep getting pleasantly surprised like that, like a larger copy paste function. Boy, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes and no.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Honjo.
Considering that the max copy paste right now is either 64 by 64 or 32 by 160. Do you know how much voxel you put down in a 32 by 160? Every click, if you were to have that entire thing full of voxel, it's
So
like 3,000 voxel.
I hear you.
300.
So are you saying this is a performance thing where we're kind of at the
more of a
limitations of
performance.
technology?
No, I think it's a performance thing. They got to balance. So every time you paste in like that, they keep a history so you can undo. That gets wiped if you log out. But they got to keep all the coordinates and everything. And I don't know how much room and memory that takes. Also, they got to write that entire thing to their database every time I click, and you get pendant operations when you do a 32 160. So my fear would be the other problem. I'll go into the other problem afterwards. So 32 by 32 by 160, you can't just spam click and it'll work. You get pendant operations because you're waiting for their database to save your change.
It's fair.
The other problem that would be a quality of life fix is what they use as a calculation. So when you do a big copy and paste, you can get an error that says not enough voxel or not enough material because it's calculating the entire area of that 32 160, even if you actually have the voxel in your container. If you don't have enough to cover the area that is contained in there, it just like nopes out the window.
So that's fair.
The other thing I would like is this. The other thing that would be really cool with the copy paste tool is if they could take into account the voxel that is actually already there. So if you're just like
Ooh,
copy
okay.
and pasting, like say you're copy and pasting a design onto say a flat colored surface, and you've already put that colored surface around the design. If you don't have enough voxel for that surface, even though it's already there, it'll tell you not enough material. Which is a little cumbersome because clearly the material's there and in your face. But because it's not in your container, and I'm guessing it's because they're worried about duplication of voxel maybe, but that's a little annoying for me sometimes. But that's more of a pet peeve than anything.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm content. So I make it. Well, I have no choice but to make it a game loop to deal with the copy paste size I have, right? And so, so for me, it's just a different kind of grind, but it's one I enjoy. I enjoy building. It would be really convenient as I'm trying to build at scale. Like if you're gonna build a building here, you gotta build it at scale, right? You gotta have it in a state that you could put it up. And for me, obviously, for anybody, a larger copy paste would make
The
that
trick I ended
easier.
up using was I basically have a Lumi line that's yellow blue, and each section is 32 voxels. so I can know the distance that like I'm off center that I need to do during a big copy. And then I can overlap because it's every 32 voxels. You pretty much know once you copy the next part, if you overlap the gap of blue yellow, you can paste it in and you're in the right position. But yes, no, you're 100% right. Like me copying Atlantis from the like mirror in the one side took me like 2 or 3 days because of how massive it is and how little of a copy box we have.
Yeah. Yeah, but as a builder, I mean, this game, nothing can compete with it that I've found, and I'm very curious about that. I mean, I like building in different games, but this one, man, I mean, just look around. This is. By the way, guys, I don't know for you folks that are out there, Lot 4 is pretty hot, man.
What's lot 4?
Like this is a.
How expensive is lot 4?
I don't know, but this is. Well, you talk about prime real estate. Goodness gracious. Lot 4 is it's making me want to kind of switch gears, come back over. But I got a framework up for my another building that if I'm gonna do anything, it's got to be that next.
How much is lot 4?
I don't know.
It's free. We just put these up so people, let's say
There you
we
go.
want to make it easier, so if somebody just goes in there and like, oh, I want number 9 or 12, instead of like saying, oh, tell me the core number, and then there's like 3, 4 cores sometimes when they merge them
Yeah.
together. And
I'll take number 4. I'll put a giant ninja there.
A giant ninja.
A statue of a ninja.
yeah, I think there's like 12 or 13 available right now.
Yeah, I like how you guys have done this, so it makes it super easy, right? Like Honjo quickly said, I could talk about Lot 4. We just had to talk about Lot 4. Lot 7, Lot 8. I love this. I gotta say, we had a little building boom out here a few months ago when the Dome was in town. That was really awesome. We got to get those guys back. Doing Burning Dad this weekend, but one of these weekends we got to get them back out here, man. I had a ton of fun out here. But around that time, you had 1K put down this guy. Booty had just put this hospital down. And Josh MDY built this sweet parking deck, which, it's got a few extra small constructs sprinkled in. I like it. Yeah, here's my racer and my Lambo parked in here. So I've kind of enjoyed hanging out. Kind of, again, Lot 4 looks sweet. But I got this building here that I was gonna get into, and also maybe build like a tunnel or something, or excuse me, a rail station right here that kind of went through a tunnel, and building a tunnel just for the sake of building a tunnel, really, just to have one. I was gonna do like some circles around. So yeah, man, there's plenty to do over here in Nitro City, and it's awesome to see progress. A racetrack. That's gonna be awesome, man. But yeah, Honjo, if you want to throw down a huge ninja, Nitro City's a good spot to have a huge ninja. Check out this tour bus, man. You've got a
I actually paid someone to make me a tour bus back in beta.
Yeah, I gotta finish the bus in a Tesla truck.
This is just like, this is great though. The drive, like the entrance in there is just, man, this is nice. Very nice. Love it. Love to see the cars kind of hanging out. You've got like, is this Bananas Miata?
Yep. That was a long time ago. I got that
Yeah.
when the game, and I kept it all this time. It was like parked in the garage there.
That is awesome. It's awesome to see.
It's an MX-5.
Nice. Yeah, I hadn't seen Banana in a while, but his creations live on, right? You see a Miata parked on the side of the road there in Nitro City, of course. The gas station, which is like, I consider it like the centerpiece. You've done some work to the old gas station here. What's the plans, Tony, with the gas station?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I guess there's so much to do that. Yeah, I mean, the gas station has to be there needs to be a building behind it, I think. Just
So
someone needs to do it, or I do it, or whatever happens. But yeah, time, man, the time.
not enough hours in the day. I hear that's what I love about it. Honestly, is that you do have so much to do that you just run out of time. You literally can't do it in the time you have to play, even though you want to very badly. But there's so many things that you want to do badly in the game.
You gotta accept it.
It is
Like
something
hard
to
part.
embrace.
Yeah, what I tell new players that pop on my stream from time to time is set yourself a goal that's expandable. Say I want to get like 100,000 liters of ore a week. And then once you hit that, you can move the finish line and get to the next goal. Or if a factory, say I want to start making this. Now I want to make this. So give yourself some goals, but don't make them too astronomical where it's nigh impossible. You don't want a goal that isn't expandable, or if you is so far out that you won't be able to hit it without possibly like years of effort. Like that grind is so hard anymore. I mean, I did that grind in Final Fantasy 11. I played that game for 15 years and I had a goal. And the goal was to get a specific weapon. And once I got that weapon, the game was kind of over for me. It's like, what else is there to do?
Well, you could build a 1-to-1 replica of the Titanic. That'll keep you occupied.
I've got
Like-
Atlantis.
Yeah, no, you're right. So I love it. I love it that both you guys have what you just described. Both of you guys have those kind of projects going. So it's awesome. I think I'm trying to keep mine scoped. Okay, look, they're unrealistic. Like I have so much going on. We all fall into that. Tony, I just seen you do some crazy stuff. I think you I don't know where you went, but you were just here, and I'm assuming that was you. I got my UI turned off, but yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. But you guys have some very interesting projects that I'm gonna be following. Obviously, I've been out to the space station, the Atlantis. It's crazy you're doing that kind of solo.
I'm almost done the one pier as far as the superstructure is concerned.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's huge. Tony, same. You're doing the dang Titanic. That's awesome, man. It'll always be here. It's already ridiculous to go look at, but same could be said about Nitro City. I'm noticing, I see it ebbing and flowing, but
Yeah,
Need
just
to
needs
interrupt.
time.
Pull that raffle.
the raffle is up, huh?
Yes.
Somebody's about to get 15 million. And if you're not already joined, I'm very sorry, but I cannot reopen it because from the data I have, once you reopen it, then that last person getting in, it's real. It's real. Knucklehead, you're already in there, my man. Can't be sneaky. And the winner of 15 million Quanta on a Thursday, thanks to both of my guests, Tony and Honjo.
Swear to God, if it's Knuckle, I'm gonna scream.
He's got good odds. The Vorkanizer. All right. Might that be Vorkin? Congratulations, by the way. 15 million Quanta on a Thursday, man. That ain't bad. Wait, are we saying 11 because of the... Wait a minute. I don't know the 11. You lost me. Well, you won tonight, man. So congratulations. Yeah, I was like, what are you trying to tell me, Knucklehead, with the 11s? Got it. Yeah, I hear you. I've been drinking too. You know, staying hydrated. That's fine. All right. Well, Vorkin, are you on Vorkin? I'll just shoot it right over, man. Let's do that. And I gotta keep up. I gotta keep up with the funding here. So Vorkin. So let me see if there's some relationship here. Honjo, you had the player who made your stuff at the dome. His name was
Junkai.
Junkai. And Vorkin, you got a ship, and it's called the Junkai. Am I going crazy, or is that right? I think that's right. Vorkin, your new ship is a Junkai. Just coincidence. No? Are you sure? I think you're messing with me. I think I've got that right. Kaiju, damn it. Nice try, Swervin.
That was close.
Nice. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. Try to make me feel better. It was you guys see where I'm going with that. All right, 15 million. I got that right. To Vorkin. Congratulations, man. And yeah, 5 from my boy Tony, 10 from Honjo, and then the rest is going to the pot.
Oh, Vork won. Nice, man. Hey, the
Yeah.
building, you were looking at the orange one that's new in the corner.
Yeah,
near the tower.
yeah.
That's his. Yeah, that's his.
Vorkin, good work over there. Yeah, I've gotten lost in all the buildings. There we go. Yeah, I was looking at that. This is my first time seeing this building at night. Well, the new one over there up on the it's on the hill there. That's very nice, man. Very good stuff. Well, it's been a good night. We kind of shot the breeze. Tony, first time jumping in, man. Very happy to have you. Hey, I'm gonna do a Saturday. We're gonna do a Saturday version coming soon, so I can get Booty in here. Maybe it'd be awesome to get Bone Shredder in here. We could talk about Voxel Jam a little bit, man. That's an awesome thing going on Sundays. I want to kind of get that out there more. Hopefully he'll be willing to join us. Maybe we can get some more folks that maybe can't participate on Thursday night. We can get them in here on a Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon. We'll be doing that soon, hopefully. But we got a lot going on this Saturday. We've got, speaking of PVR, over here at Star Watch, just off the coast, we're having Top Gun Class 2. And I think we're going to be racing around Market 6, which is interesting because the last time we did the Top Gun race, there was only one waypoint at Market 6, and it drew a crowd, maybe some folks with nefarious intentions. But that's fine. That's part of it. So I wonder what this will be like, where the majority of the race is flown over Market 6, kind of in this scramble style, almost like Bone Shredder's race, where you have all these waypoints that are kind of right on top of each other, so to speak. And this time it'll be over Market 6. So that'll be fun. And then we have some no kidding racing happening. I say no kidding. Some speeder racing, hovercraft racing. You got the jet racing, which is, the flying racing. You got that. And then you got some on voxel track racing happening later on, 6 o'clock Eastern. I think that's 2200 UTC. So I think that's a good compromise either way on the time. I think it's great that both sides of the planet can get together and do some stuff in this game. So it's going to be a good week, man. I appreciate you guys being on here. I'm gonna say that this has been a good episode, and I I hope to see you guys in the future. So Tony, Seeker of Honjo, appreciate you guys being on here.
Very glad to be here.
Same, was a pleasure.